Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do a video where I go through my entire collection and tell you if I only had to pick one fragrance from that brand, what would I keep? And if I only own one fragrance from that brand, if I would repurchase it once it's run out. So this is interesting. I've kind of taken the idea from Timmy from Imagine Scent, who did a video recently where he goes through 10 different brands and picks just one fragrance he would keep from each of those 10 brands. So if you've not checked out Timmy over at Imagine Scent, I'll leave a link to his channel, but I'm kind of doing it to fit my own kind of collection here, because obviously I don't have a ginormous collection. Timmy's got way more bottles than I do, so I'm going to just go through my entire collection personally, each brand, and just give you one pick. So yeah, we'll go through it. I'm just going to go through left to right on all the rows and go through each brand as we go. The first one on my shelf is BOADICEA the Victorious, and it's called Divine. I bought this on a 50% off Harrods sale blindly. I don't recommend buying, but it was 50% off, so I thought why not. And this one, I bought it because I knew it was meant to smell soapy, and the notes indicated that it was going to smell soapy. And at the time I was looking for a fresh, clean, soap-based fragrance that's just easygoing. I thought, why not? So this one unfortunately isn't my cup of tea. There's something a bit piercing or sharp. It's not the most natural smelling soap in the world. It's not like a luxurious soap. There's a sharpness that kind of irritates me and makes me sneeze. So it's one that I've never worn. So this one will be getting sold on eBay at some point. So would I buy anything from BOADICEA the Victorious at the moment? The answer is no. Would I repurchase this? Absolutely not. I have smelled about 30 samples from BOADICEA the Victorious, and I don't like any of them enough to purchase them personally. I love the bottles though. The bottles very cool. But the scent, there's nothing I would buy from BOADICEA the Victorious. So the first house is 0. Next up in the collection, Maison Francis KURKDJIAN. The only one I own is Oud Satin Mood. Would I repurchase this? Only if I had a girlfriend. I wouldn't repurchase it for myself because I find that I don't personally ever really wear it, but I think it's a beautiful fragrance. So this is one that I would purchase for a partner, but I would not purchase again for myself. So, and it's the only one from MFK that I like enough to want to own in the first place. Not a huge fan of the MFK line. So if I'm single, then no, I will not be repurchasing it, and no, I wouldn't buy anything else from the house. If I had a girlfriend in the future, then I would buy it for her, but not for me. So MFK is kind of like that really. Nothing for me personally. But as a gift to a partner, then yes, I would buy Satin Mood again. Next in the line of the shelf there is Fortin Manley. I own 3 from Fortin Manley, and if I had to pick just one, I would pick Bojnikov's Purple Hat, which uses lavender, oud, vetiver, Gaiac wood, cedar. It's not this one. This is Harryum Rose. This is first on the shelf though, and yeah, and I would buy that again. I wear it all the time. I really like Bojnikov. So for Manley, if I had to only pick one, it would be Bojnikov's Purple Hat, and I would repurchase it once it's run out as well. Next up is Matriarch. No surprise for you that I own quite a lot of Matriarch bottles. So if I only had to pick one from the brand and throw away the rest, or you know, I'm only allowed to keep one, then this might surprise people, but the one I would keep is Madrona. Although I would never pay full retail for it, I'll be honest. I would not pay $330 for Madrona because it's just lavender and vetiver with a little tiny sprig of iris. So it feels very expensive for what it is, but it is beautiful. But if I was to use my, I would use my loyalty points again. Basically, I don't think I've ever bought a full-priced Matriarch bottle because I use loyalty points or I buy them on sales. 40-50% off, then definitely I would buy Madrona again, and it's one that I really enjoy. I love natural smelling lavender, but I don't like how it smells in most commercial perfume. It can be screechy and kind of irritating. Madrona is more kind of the wild, dry, herbal lavender that's very natural, obviously. And yeah, I really like Madrona, and it's the one that I reach for the most out of any matriarch. I wear that the most often, and yeah, it's just the most, I don't know, easy to wear for me personally. So if I only had to pick one, it would be Madrona, and it's one that I would repurchase again. But like I say, I would personally wait for a sale or use my loyalty points. I wouldn't pay the full $3.30 for it. Next up in the line is NASOMATTO. I only own one from the brand, which is Pardon. So obviously the one I would pick from this brand is Pardon. It lasts a long time because I only ever spray it once, but it's literally one spray and I don't do any more than that, and it lasts all day. But would I repurchase it at the moment? Yes, I would, definitely. I've heard rumours about that it's reformulated. I've no idea. I've owned this for, I think, 5 years now. So, I mean, it's going to last me a while. I've had it 5 years, and that's the level, because I only spray it once. So, it's going to last a while. But yes, I would repurchase Pardon. And it's great. It's my favourite from the house. This is one I'd repurchase and keep in my collection. Next up on the shelf is Tom Ford. I only own one from Tom Ford, Tuscan leather. Obviously you know my answer. Yes, I would repurchase it, and it's the only one from Tom Ford that I would buy in the private line at the moment. I'm really not a fan of Tom Ford in general. I don't particularly care for the rest of the line. This one is heavenly to me. I love it. It's my favourite fragrance ever. And if I only had to keep one niche fragrance in my entire collection and not have any others, I would keep Tuscan leather. Yeah. God, it smells sexy. I love it. Beautiful. And yes, I would obviously keep it and repurchase it once it's gone as well. Next up on the shelf is Imaginary Authors. I only own one bottle of Imaginary Authors, and it is Cape Heartache. I really like this one. I wear it in the summertime more often than I find myself wearing it in the winter, because I feel it's quite nice in the heat. Strawberry, pine, woods, good stuff. Yes, I would repurchase it once this is gone, but it's going to last me a while. This is another one that I don't spray all that much. 1, 2 sprays, sometimes 3 if I'm feeling crazy. So it's going to last a while, but yes, I would repurchase this one. I do really enjoy it. I think it smells great. So Imaginary Authors, the only one that I would buy from the entire brand is Cape Heartache, and yes, I would repurchase it once it's gone. Next up is ABEL. This is a 100% natural brand. I own 3 from ABEL at the moment, but I will be buying Golden Neroli at some point in the future, so I'll have 4 eventually. But if I was to only pick one from the brand, I would pick White Vetiver, which is a combination of real lime and clean vetiver. Very simple, but it's one that I can wear in the spring and summer in the warmer weather and feel like I smell great. I would definitely repurchase a bottle once this is gone. You can see I've put quite a bit of a dent in it, considering I've only had it not that long. And yeah, I would repurchase it, and if I had to pick just one, it would be White Vetiver. Moving along the shelf, we've got XERJOFF. I only own one from XERJOFF, and it is Ivory Root. There is maybe 1 or 2 other XERJOFFs that I would consider purchasing from the Oud Stars collection, but at the moment this is the only one I own. Would I repurchase this one? I'm not sure if I would repurchase it, simply because I know this is going to last me many years, because I barely put a dent in it and I don't find myself wearing it all that often. I mean, the level is still here, and I've owned it for at least a year. So I'm not sure I would repurchase it, just simply because there's so many vanilla fragrances to choose from. I'd imagine once this is finished, I would probably just move on to a different vanilla. It's the only one that I own currently. Possibly in the future I might own one from the Oud Stars collection, but from the time being, this is the only one that I would buy from the brand, or have bought from the brand, and probably I wouldn't repurchase it once it's finished. but I do enjoy it. I do think it smells great, but once it's gone, I think I would move on to a different vanilla because there's so many to pick from. Moving down the line is Creed, and the only one I own from Creed is AVENTUS, and I've owned this for probably 5 years, 30ml bottle, and I've got a couple of mil left. And this and Royal Oud are the two that are probably my favourite from the line, and I might own a bottle of Royal Oud eventually if I get it for a good price, but there's no way I'd pay full retail for it. If I only had to pick one from Creed, it would be AVENTUS. And would I repurchase it once this is finished? Yes, I definitely would. I would probably get the 50ml once this is finished, just because the 30ml has lasted me 5 years. so it's not one I get through. I only spray this once because it's very strong, it lasts a long time, and I feel like the projection is quite strong with this if I spray it more than once on my skin. I don't like knocking people out from the other side of the room. One spray, so if I had to pick one from Creed, it's AVENTUS, and if I run out of this, then I would repurchase it. Next up is KIEHLS. I own two from KIEHLS. I own Original Musk, and I own Vanilla and Cedarwood. If I had to just pick one from KIEHLS, it would be Original Musk, but once this is finished, I would not repurchase it. I still wear it now and again, not as much as I used to, and I don't know. I think just having a large collection of synthetic oils and smelling a lot of different musks, I don't see the point in buying a musk. I could just make my own if I wanted to, basically. So it's not one I would repurchase, put it that way. But if I had to pick one from KIEHLS, it would be this one. Once it's gone, I would not repurchase it. The Vanilla Cedarwood is discontinued, you can't buy it anymore, but that one is another good one. Next up on the shelf is Eau de Missions Cologne, Le COUVENT des Minimes Haute Provence. I'm shit at French, sorry. This is the bottle. It's made famous by George over at the Fragrance Apprentice. If you've not checked out his review, please do so. And he's the reason I purchased this one. I got it for £9.99p. So great bargain, a huge bottle for under a tenner. I've no idea what the other offerings are from this brand, but would I purchase this one again? Yes, definitely. For £9.99 I sure would. This is probably going to last me 30 years, but I would repurchase it. It's one that I do enjoy. It smells great if you like just vanilla, and it's also one that now and again I'll spray on my bed around the pillow, and then when I go to bed in an evening, it smells really good when you go to sleep. So yeah, this one I would purchase again. £9.99, absolute bargain. How much is this? 250ml. I mean, it's crazy cheap. Unfortunately, in America, it's really expensive. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it sucks if you're American, but in the UK and Europe, this is dirt cheap. So yeah, someone needs to get in importing these or something. If you're American and you come over to the UK, fill up a suitcase full of these and take them back with you and make a fortune. So there you go. Next on the shelf is RASASI, La YUQAWAM pour HOMME. This is a clone of Tuscan leather by Tom Ford, but stronger than the original. Would I repurchase it? The price has gone up, I noticed, probably because of the hype on YouTube. Sorry everybody. So it's more expensive than it used to be. I think it's about £80 now, where it used to be about 50. So they've bunged a little bit of extra profit on top of it. Would I buy it again? Probably, but I'm always going to own the original, and I feel more often than not, I've noticed in the last 6 months, I've just picked the original Tom Ford up. I've not bothered wearing this one. I almost find it too strong, because I only wear one spray of Tom Ford Tuscan leather, and I can get complaints from people. This one is even stronger. So that's probably the reason. It's more that this one projects stronger and lasts longer, and even with one spray, I've had people give me negative comments about it because they don't like how it smells. So I find myself reaching for the Tom Ford because it's not as strong as the RASASI. But would I repurchase it in general? Yes. This is the only one I would ever buy from RASASI. I have tried quite a lot from them, so there you go. Next up on the shelf is by KILIAN. The only one I own from the brand is Sacred Wood, which is meant to copy a Mysore sandalwood. It does an okay job at that. It does use synthetic sandalwoods. There's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no real dose of any real sandalwood in this at all. It is familiar as synthetic sandalwood, but they've mixed it with other things to make it a little bit better. Would I repurchase it? I'm not sure I would, I'll be honest. This one, because by KILIAN's are refillable, you can unscrew this. I actually dropped in quite a generous amount of genuine real Mysore sandalwood into mine to make it smell more natural and just make it a little bit more better. So mine's got real Mysore sandalwood in, but once this is finished, I don't think I would. In fact, I wouldn't, because I know by KILIAN have raised their prices higher, and I would not pay the new price for any by KILIAN. I just wouldn't. I don't think they're worth that much money. So this one, once it's gone, I will not be repurchasing it. And at the moment, it's the only one from the brand that interests me enough to want to have bought it. The only other one that I quite liked was Amber Oud, which is a rich boozy vanilla. But the reason I didn't buy that one is because the performance was mediocre, and with the price increase I wouldn't spend the money on it. But it is nice, definitely I like it, but the performance is a little bit lackluster. So yeah, by KILIAN would be kind of gone from my collection really, and I would be left with none. Next up on the shelf is Narciso Rodriguez, a designer fragrance. This is the EDP for him, and at the moment it's the only one from the whole men's collection that I like enough to want to own a bottle. So this is the only one I would buy from Narciso Rodriguez. And would I repurchase it once this is gone? 100% yes. I love this fragrance, it smells great. It is a kind of a modern florally kind of musk that's very modern, and I can't compare it to anything. It's very unique in the designer market and in the perfume market in general. There's nothing that smells like this. Yes, I would definitely 100% purchase this again, although I would go for the one that has the metallic label front thing. It smells exactly the same, it's just bottled differently. I really don't understand why. But it has kind of a more futuristic, space age kind of look to the bottle because of the way it reflects. So I would buy that version of it, but it's the same smell. So this is the only one from the brand I would own, and yes, I would repurchase it. Coming to the end of my entire collection in terms of brands, Atelier Cologne. The only one I own is POMELO Paradis. There's a couple of others that I do like, but not enough to purchase a full bottle of them. So the only one I would own from the brand is this one, POMELO Paradis, and would I repurchase it once this is gone? I've got through half of this, plus I had a 30ml travel spray which I've used, although I kind of broke it in Dubai and it's leaked the last part of it. But yes, I would repurchase it, although the performance sucks, it's really bad. 1 to 2 hours longevity is not great by anyone's standard, but I love it, and for the summer, yeah, I would repurchase it, but the performance sucks, but I really like it. Atelier Cologne, POMELO Paradis, the only one I'd buy from the brand. Yes, I would repurchase it once it's finished. And the last brand in my entire collection is from MANCERA. This is Lemon Lime. Only one I smelled that I was tempted enough to buy it. I have smelled a few from MANCERA in the region of about maybe 10 to 15, so not many because they have a huge catalogue, so I can't really comment too much on the brand. But from those that I have smelled, this is the only one that obviously intrigued me enough to want to buy it. But would I repurchase it? I think I wouldn't. I kind of fell out of love with this one a little bit. It's an artificial smelling sweet lemon that's quite refreshing in the heat, but I don't love it anymore as much as I did when I first smelled it in Dubai. When I first smelled it in Dubai, I was like, oh, this is really refreshing in the heat, and yeah, great, I'm gonna wear it. And then, I don't know, it didn't quite have the magic after that for me. I took it offshore with me, and one of the divers turned around when I walked past him in the morning and said, "Hey Peter, you smell like a cheap French whore." So that's the kind of compliments you get with this one. Would I repurchase it? No. Would I buy anything else from the brand at the moment? No, but I haven't experienced the whole brand, so at the moment this one would be gone. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I've gone through every single brand in my collection and told you if I only had to pick one, what would it be, and if I would repurchase it once it's empty. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, leave your comments in the description if you kind of guessed correctly what I would say, or if you're surprised by anything, and I will see you again next time with another video. Take care everybody. Bye.